We are back once again for another segment here at the Retox Retreat. We're here with Mel Cummings, and she is the VP of Product and UX for Fabletics. And thank you so much, Mel, for carving out some time to be with us today. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background and your role at Fabletics?
So I started at Fabletics about 8.5 years ago. Actually started in our retail stores as the manager of retail ops and project delivery, which is essentially a long way of saying I took care of anything operationally and technology-wise that happened in our stores. So we have an application that we've built internally, proprietary technology, that's a combination of our e-commerce tech and our fulfillment center tech that's essentially a point of sale for our associates to engage with our customers and help them check out. And we've owned that technology. From there, I was working in retail for about 2 years and then moved over to our web team as the director of product and have then grown since then. I currently own our web, mobile app, and retail technology strategies within the brand.
Amazing, congrats.
Thank you.
That's incredible. You were sharing with me earlier that Fabletics was founded around 10 years ago, yeah?
Correct, yeah.
Started D2C, went retail thereafter.
Yep.
To the extent that you're able to share, I mean,
Sure.
generalize wherever is appropriate, like how has the channel mix kind of changed?
Started, I mean, obviously everything was 100% e-com sales. That was a big portion of our business. We felt though there's a really big opportunity to get the product in front of the customers so they can understand the quality that we're delivering at a really fantastic price. You know, the membership in and of itself can be a little bit confusing, and there's some customers who just need to see the product, understand how fantastic it is, and actually get it in their hands before they want to make a purchase. So we were able to open some stores, and we kind of viewed them at the start as almost like an acquisition channel. We obviously wanted them to be successful and, you know, economical in and of themselves, but we saw so much growth in our membership base by opening up the retail arm of the business. A couple years in, we then launched our mobile app. So we're in a position right now where we still are heavily dominated by our e-commerce sales, but we have a healthy portion that's in retail as well.
How many retail locations do you have now?
We're at about 97, including global. We have some in Europe as well.
Of those 97, is that channel growing at a growing rate? Is it, okay?
Yeah, we've opened stores every year that we've had retail. Even through COVID, that was actually a pretty awesome time for us as a brand because a lot of other brick and mortars were shutting down. We were able to get really great real estate deals in fantastic malls, and so we had steady growth, the entire time.
Random question.
Yeah.
Do you guys use the term phygital? Is that a part of the vernacular?
No.
Like, how do you think about like the intersection of physical and digital? You've been in all the places clearly, but like, what's the ethos at Fabletics around all of those different entities and how they interact and juxtapose?
For us, we really look at it as like it's one member and we're gonna meet them wherever they are. So we have the same customer profile. You're able to access that data, whether you're online as a customer, on the mobile app, or in the retail stores, which is really fantastic. And I think the other thing that's important is we use the physical retail stores as a way to connect our employees with the brand. We do a thing called TRX, called the retail experience, where everyone, including like my web engineers, go into a store, meet customers, sell product. And I think that legitimizes the customer in a way that's really hard to do without having physical stores. And there's this feedback loop that's so impactful to the brand. Our retail associates are so passionate. They understand the brand super well. They educate the customer in a way that's really hard to do online about how the program works. And they also give great feedback. So if we have potentially a product fit issue or any feedback from the customer, they're very quick to vocalize that and feed that back to our corporate team. And I think that's really helped improve the brand overall.
How did the brand know it was time for a mobile app?
We had explored mobile apps in the past, and I think we couldn't figure out what our strategy for it was. And I think that's really important, right? You can't just build an app that's going to be a replica of your online experience. That's a waste of everybody's time. For us, we really needed to figure out how do we want to serve the customer in a different way. And for us, we felt it was really important from a loyalty and retention perspective to offer an experience that was going to be a little bit different than what they were getting online. And we found opportunities to actually bring the online experience and the retail experience together through the mobile app.
Tell me about that.
So we created a feature called In-Store Mode, where when you're shopping in our retail stores, we actually don't have our member pricing on the tag because we found it's really confusing for customers who just want to shop at retail, which we 100% encourage. So when you come to the store, if you turn the mobile app into in-store mode, you're able to just scan the tag, you see your membership price, you can go to the PDP and learn more about the product. It's a really simple feature, but it's drove a lot of downloads and really good engagement, and it helps the customer, better engage with our membership when they're in the store.
Can they purchase then through the app, take it home from the
Not
store?
yet.
I see.
Not yet.
I see.
Yeah.
Coming soon
Yeah.
to theaters near you.
Indeed.
How does the app fit in? What are the things that it does better at driving different KPIs and worse at driving different KPIs?
For us, we view it as an amplifier, right? We found that, obviously when we opened our retail stores, you look at lifetime value, customers who shopped both online and in store had higher LTV. We've done additional analysis with our mobile app, and it kind of continues to expand. If you shop all 3 channels, you're so much more valuable. And I think it's because you're able to engage with these different platforms in different ways. One thing we found out recently through some customer interviews is that customers who come to the app are usually very engaged with the membership. They understand that we do drops with kind of small quantities. You want to get it quick. So they're like, they come from that push, they come from that email, they go straight to the collection and they make a quick purchase, right? We're simplifying their ability to get with a product that they want that's new in a quick way. And I think that's a really nice competitive advantage. We're not taking to the site where discovery can maybe be a little bit different. We're really simplifying that experience in the app.
Is the app playing any role in retail attribution? Is that not really a main focus?
Not as much right now, yeah.
You mentioned a moment ago that the LTV with your omni-channel shopper is known higher
Yeah.
if they're using all 3 channels versus just one of or 2
Sure.
of the 3. One of the questions that I commonly get, because we find that the LTV among cohort of app users for our merchants is significantly often higher than that of mobile web users. And there's always a question from merchants that have not yet experienced the mobile app channel is this migration that I'm asking my customers to go through from one channel to the other going to really provide something new and coax new dollars out of them? Or am I going to get the same dollars just in a different place and maybe spend time, money, and energy standing that up?
Yeah.
What's your experience?
That's a great question. We have 100% asked that question multiple times because it's very valid, right? You want to understand and make sure that you're using your resources effectively and pushing people to channels that are going to actually drive more revenue. We've done some pretty complex analysis, and I give huge kudos to our internal data analytics team. Danny runs a great organization, and they've really confidently concluded that we get higher purchase rate in LTV. Part of that analysis did involve actually segmenting the customers. You have to look at customers who've only had 2 or 3 plus purchases to make sure the data is fair. We've also kind of aggregated the data at like a month level, so you're really looking at cohorts in a more articulate and detailed way. It's really hard to normalize if you look kind of year over year. So we've done that analysis. We've actually done it twice. We did a period where we launched the app kind of in beta and we wanted to understand customer behavior. It was successful then. We then built the app out for a couple of years, and we kind of are having this inflection moment of how do we want to amplify it? What more could we do? Ran the analysis again, and it was consistently strong. So we feel really good about it, but we've done a lot of our homework to make sure that that kind of assumption or that confusion on if it's just a steal is true or not. And for us, it's proven incrementally valuable.
Interesting. We discussed a little bit earlier your belief that the mobile app really shouldn't be a clone of the mobile website. Like, consistent, yes. Shared elements, yes, but not a clone. Why is that? And tell me a little bit more about how you've landed at that conclusion.
For sure. Internally, we use this term we call smart parity. So you got to be strategic and thoughtful about the areas where you want to have a feature or an experience that's mirrored across web and mobile app. But you also have to understand that a customer is going to shop differently on those 2 devices, and they're going to come to you for something different. So if you use your mobile app as just a clone of your mobile web, you've kind of missed a huge opportunity to be strategic and find an actual need that the customer has and potentially fill that, because mobile apps are fantastic. They have so much more interaction. They're in your pocket. You can be so much more dynamic. And I think it's just silly not to take advantage of that when there's so much more you can do.
What are the best ways that you're finding to like drive that subscription? Are all app downloads coming after first purchase? Do you see first purchase ever in mobile app? Like, has that changed at all, like over time?
So we do see customers who will download the app before they have an account or before they become a member. We've actually taken the point of view, though, that our app is for VIPs and it's to provide additional value to the membership. So for now, it's only kind of accessible to a customer who's actually has a membership and an account with us. We direct the customers who don't to the mobile website, and they can still become a member, which is great. But I think that narrow focus, I mean, it's still a huge membership base, so we're serving a lot of customers, but it allows us to be a lot more intentional about the work we do, because we're not trying to kind of do 2 different things, right? the app is kind of for retention, for building loyalty, for driving purchases, and then we optimize our website more for the acquisition element of our business.
How do you think about whether the app is performing well or the app isn't performing well?
I mean, we look at our core KPIs all the time, right? Like conversion, purchase rate, AOV, UPT, those are consistently usually higher in the app, which is great. We also look at like active users, monthly, daily, all of those types of things. And then we also look at engagement with our unique features, right? The in-store mode I mentioned, like that's something we want customers to use and adopt. So those are things that we'll also track.
How much of the weight that you need the mobile app to carry is delivering revenue versus servicing subscription?
We focus it more on the like revenue side. I think the way the membership works, retention is pretty healthy at this point, so we haven't distorted as much towards that. I do think though a huge opportunity for us, which we're kind of focusing on the back half of the year, is how do you better integrate our new loyalty program into the app and kind of make that a little bit more special.
What are you thinking?
I think there's a lot of things that are happening in the market that like we could do and kind of mirror for our business. I think doing like more exclusive drops and kind of like loyalty gamification within our app could be a huge opportunity, but really depends on kind of where the business kind of sees the opportunities and honestly what our customers are going to respond to, right? It's a little bit of a blend of both.
Amazing. Anything else that you believe about mobile app or want to get out there on the record before we wrap the segment?
I mean, no, I think mobile apps are fantastic. I think it's important to have a strategy for your mobile app. Like we've had a long journey with ours that actually predated me being with the brand, and we've learned a lot through that. And I think it's really important not to just like shoot from the hip, bring in a dev team, throw something together. Like you can, but you're probably not going to get the return on it. Have the time up front, be strategic, understand what you really want to solve for and what your customer is going to need, and I think you're going to be much more successful.
Just a wealth of knowledge, obviously. If anybody wants to get in touch with you, where's the best place to connect?
Probably LinkedIn. Melanie Cummings on LinkedIn.
Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming out. I hope you've
Yeah.
had an incredible day thus far.
It's been a blast.
Got any other wellness activations left? Did you do like?
I did a facial.
You did a facial?
It was lovely, and I'm about to go do the cold plunge, so I'm pretty pumped for that. Yeah.
All right. That'll be a nice way to slide into happy hour.
Exactly. I'm ready to rock.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Mel.
Yeah,
I really
thank you.
appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you.